Hi everyone. I am so excited about this ID community cohort, and I just wanted to make a video to walk through kind of the next steps and where we're at. So I am just really excited about it. So currently I am analyzing the applications and I was completely overwhelmed. We got more than 300 applications for this, and I feel like I did pretty minimal advertising. I think maybe I mentioned it maybe 2 or 3 times on LinkedIn. So just really pleased with this and just really overwhelmed by the response. So that tells me that something like this has been needed for a while. So my target date for selecting people is June the 26th. And so what will happen is you'll get an email letting you know if you have been selected into the main cohort. And I'll talk a little bit more about what that means if you don't get selected. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you hanging. I have an idea. So June 26th, that's when we're targeting. And then what I'm also going to be doing kind of in tandem is I am in the coordination phase of getting everything ready to go, meaning I want to make sure that our clients feel good, want to make sure that I've set up like meeting invites appropriately. I've had a couple amazing friends actually reach out and say, hey, I want to help you with this. So making sure that they're still willing to do that because I am going to need some help with this, and then create some project onboarding. So I want to make sure everybody kind of has the same baseline of information. And again, sorry if you heard that. That was my cat. All right. So last time I talked about it, I think I shared we had one organization that was interested. Well, just so happens we now have two organizations, which is wonderful. So the first organization is located in Columbus, Ohio in the United States. That's where I live. And basically they would like some of their curriculum translated from face-to-face to an online environment. So that's going to be kind of one project that we do. But then we now have another project, and I'm going to be finalizing those details this week with an organization in Indonesia, and they have youth financial literacy curriculum, and so they would like a transformation of face-to-face to online as well. All right, so if you do not get selected in kind of the main cohort, and I'm going to be sharing what those numbers potentially look like here in a moment, if you are interested in just learning and hanging out and really, again, getting information to learn a little bit more about instructional design, I want you to be part of this, okay? So I'm also working on what I'm calling an audience project. So I'm going to build just this real basic idea of something that folks can work on. So again, you're going to be able to get a portfolio piece out of it. You're going to be able to do an analysis out of it. And then also, again, meet other people like you who's also in instructional design and looking to get an experience, because I think that's also a really big part of your success as an instructional designer is, again, making sure that you are connected with other folks in the field, and really making those connections I know has been really pivotal to my success, and I want to give that to other folks. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and answer your questions. There were a lot of questions, which I understand. So I am hitting, I think, the ones that you might still be wondering about, and we'll go through those. All right, so this one was probably the most frequently asked question: how much time is needed? Right now, I don't know because, again, I haven't really finalized clients, finalized deliverables, etc. So I'm guessing maybe 3 to 5 hours a week. I'm projecting that it will take us maybe 3 months to complete a project for a client. Again, that's just spitballing. I don't know. We'll kind of take it from there, but just where I'm sitting, that's kind of where I'm looking at. All right. Another question is, do I need to have a certain set of skills or language to participate? And my answer to that is not at all. So I do plan on captioning everything. As you can see, I'm captioning this right now. I want to make sure that this is something that's inclusive and open to everyone. And as long as you have a basic understanding of English and you're willing to hang on with us and maybe read some captions and stuff, I'm happy to take whoever. And as far as the prereq and skills, again, I am going to be working with you. This, again, you are going to be mentored by me and I'm going to help you. So don't worry about that. I'm willing to work with whomever. All right. Where will the work be located? We'll meet remotely. I've might also get a Slack, even though, gosh darn, I really do not like having all these different Slacks, but I might have to. I might do something like that, set up a Slack so we have, chats and channels and all that good stuff too. So look for that soon, but we will meet remotely for our meetings and to build as well. All right, so what tools will be used? Offhand, here is kind of what I am thinking. So I know one client definitely has Moodle. The other client, I don't know if they have a learning management system, so we'll play that by ear. I do think we'll probably be using Articulate Rise, and we may also use iSpring as well. 7Taps, which is a really neat tool that I've seen a lot of people use, and it's free. So, even if you don't get into the main cohort, I highly recommend you checking out 7Taps. It's a really good product. And then TechSmith Camtasia. All right. So I know you might have some questions, but hold on. I have a special surprise. Okay. So hang tight here. All right, so when are we targeting to start? I'd like to kick off sometime next month, so sometime in July 2021. Will we be doing a needs assessment? Yes, we will. I don't think I'd be doing you any favors on just focusing on curriculum development. If that's what you're looking for, this probably isn't the project for you. I want this to be an instructional design project, meaning you need to have a needs assessment. Absolutely. Yeah. So that will be one of the first things that we do together is talking to the client, saying, hey, what is it that you need? What's the problem you're trying to solve? So really digging deeply into that, because I will tell you this, I do think that this is something that a lot of people are skipping lately, and it's not going to do you any favors in the future, especially if you're looking to get into leadership in instructional design. You're going to have to analyze every project request that you get. I mean, you just have to. And I just think that teaching you some of that is, I need to do it. And if I don't do it, then I think I'm a bad person. So yes, absolutely. Both of these will start with a needs assessment. Had another question about the evaluation. Yes, it's so important to know how to evaluate these as well. So we'll also be building out evaluation questions. So my hope is if you work on this project, you're going to be able to have so many different artifacts from this, right? You're going to have, your needs assessment questions. You're going to have the questions about the evaluation. You're going to have storyboards. You're going to have little things that you built. So I'm hoping if we do this right, you're going to have so many different little artifacts to tell the tale of your experience here. And that's what I hope. All right. Is this full time? Absolutely not. Okay. Remember, I think a lot of people forget this. I have a full-time job, right? So I run a training department during my workday, and I very rarely have free time kind of during the weeknights. Usually my brain is just gone. So I will say probably a lot of this will be done maybe on a weekend basis, but I may meet a couple times during the week, kind of depending on different factors, right? But no, this is absolutely not full time at all. I don't expect anyone to dedicate full time hours to it. This is definitely a part time opportunity. All right. Do I need a certain level of experience? Absolutely not. Remember, I want to nurture and grow you. I want to help you. So no matter kind of where you're coming at, I will give you a baseline, right? So I think that that's really important. I don't want anyone to be fearful that they can't participate because they don't have prior experience. All right. How many people are you selecting? Okay. So this is the hard part. I would say probably around 10 to 12 people. And here's why. I am only one person, and this is probably, I would say, third priority in my list of priorities in the world, right? So I have to keep it small to keep it manageable for the mentorship and the building of the projects. I hope that you understand that. However, again, I do want to provide an experience for people that aren't selected. We'll have like different little challenges for you to do. So I don't want to like exclude anyone that's not part of the main cohort. You will have the opportunity to look at recorded meetings. So it's going to feel like you're a part of it anyway if you want to be, but don't feel like you have to, come live or anything like that. You will be able to access recordings and kind of get in on those other conversations. So even though you're not going to be building the main parts of it, you are still going to be able to have some experience on the side. So again, I know that that's probably highly disappointing given the number of people that I told you who applied, but I got to keep it small to keep it manageable to make sure that the project stays on track, that I'm able to provide mentorship to the people that are selected. And again, I just hope that you are understanding. All right, so how will you know if you can take on a deliverable? I will be the project manager on these projects, so I will be able to assign that to you. So don't worry, I'm going to guide you through the whole project. I'm also going to show you how I would break down this project from a project management perspective again as you are learning along. So don't worry, I will help you with that. All right, what if you can't attend a meeting? Just let me know. No big deal. Everything's going to be recorded. I am going to be using live captioning, and I want to make sure that it's open for everyone. So again, if you're not part of the main cohort, you can watch it, and again, hopefully still learn a couple of things. All right, so what's your vision for the project? Honestly, I just wanted to provide an opportunity for people. So specifically, I probably get, gosh, I don't know. Well, okay, blanket, I get easily over 100 LinkedIn messages a week, sometimes day, depending on how controversial I've made something, right? So I often get requests, will you mentor me? Will you give me time? Can you hop on a call with me? Will you do this? And I just don't have time. I wish I did. I wish it could replace my full-time job and I could do that full-time for a living, but I just can't, right? So for me, I was like, if I can work with a couple, well, I only had one organization in mind. The Indonesia thing kind of came up last minute through one of my colleagues that I had at Ohio State, but basically I was like, it'd be great if I could do like a group mentoring where I had like a small group of people who are working on this project. That way they're getting some portfolio experience. They're going to have a client that they say that they worked it with. So they also have a reference with a client. I would potentially be a reference for you going forward. So for me, it just checked a lot of boxes, right? I was like, this is a great way for me to set someone up for success and give them some work experience. So that was kind of my vision. Again, I never dreamed in a million years this many people would apply. I really didn't, because I was like, if I make a form, a lot of people will abandon it. And they did actually. So on Typeform, I can see the stats. I want to say over 1,000 people applied, maybe 50% finished it. So, I mean, again, it's still pretty decent, but there's the reason why I set up an application, because I just didn't want somebody to say, yep, me, I want to be in, woohoo. And, I wanted to, again, read responses, see where people were coming from and learn a little bit. So that's kind of, again, my vision for the project. And I hope that answers that question. All right, so when will the meetings and trainings take place? Again, I'm going to try to set up like a little onboarding module. And again, the onboarding, I'll open that up for everyone. So even if you don't get to be part of the cohort, if you want to go through it and get kind of a baseline, I want to make sure that is available for you as well. But the meetings, it will be scheduled around my work and life hours. So I'm sorry, but I have to kind of schedule around that. I do get community service hours for work that I can actually take a full day off work to do community service. And I don't know if I could say that this is part of it. I'll see what I can do, but I'm also notoriously bad about taking days off work in general. So actually that probably won't work because I probably won't do it. So likely probably on the weekend, maybe in the evenings during the week, and I'll probably pre-plan those out in coordination with how crazy of a week it is for me at work. So if it's a lighter load week, I might be able to have more weekday meetings versus the weekend. All right. Will projects be assigned by you? Yes. Maybe I guess people thought it might be like kind of a la carte, like you sign up for this, this, this. No. I will kind of assign the projects. And again, I expect if this is something you don't want to do, or you're like, I'm not really interested in doing that, Kara, can I do something else? I will work with you on that. But again, I will be the project manager and I will assign the projects. All right. Will I have an individual mentor? Yep, that's me. So if you don't want to be mentored by me, this isn't the project for you. So I will be your mentor. All right. How do you determine who will join? So I am basing this on the application content only. I actually have asked a few of my friends. They're actually going to be going through it and kind of rating as well. So possibly what I'll do is I'll pick a couple that I'm like, yes, I want these people. And then maybe my friends might pick 2 or 3 people, and then that's how we'll build it out. So that way it's not going to be completely biased through me and my lens. So, but I am basing it on application content only. I realized several people reached out with DMs, or I had somebody send me like a resume. It's like no, just the application content only. That's all I want to use to base this on. All right. Will I be able to add this to my portfolio? Yes. So that was a big reason why I wanted to do this. So yes, you will be able to add this to your portfolio. The one caveat I will share with you is, especially if you're in the main cohort team, please know that you need to also tell the story of what it was that you did for the project. So I don't want everyone to say, look at all this stuff I built and I did this and I did this. I want you to be very truthful on that, and I will help you kind of write that up as to your contributions to the project, because I do think it's really valuable to have a portfolio piece when you worked as a team, because real life, that's what it's going to be like. You're going to be part of teams more likely than not in the workplace, and being able to say, listen, I was responsible for this piece and my colleague was responsible for this piece, I think again shows that you are a team player. And I don't see enough of these kinds of things on instructional design portfolios. So I think it would also help you stand out a little bit more. All right. How much money will this cost me? It will cost you nothing except your time. Now here's kind of the grand reveal, and this is your kind of present, if you will, for lasting this long in this video, okay? If you are selected for the main cohort, I am going to pay for all of your software. So if you're selected, you are going to get access for Articulate Storyline and TechSmith Camtasia on me. Okay, so I will pay for that for you so you have it. And that is, again, another benefit of being selected for the main cohort. Sadly, I cannot provide it for everybody that signed up. Obviously, I hope you understand, but even 10 to 12 people, this is going to cost me several $1,000s. And I'm okay with that because I believe in this project so much. So again, you will be provided the software, no cost out of your pocket. All right. And this is the last one. Will there be a certificate at the end of this? Absolutely not. I am not a badge or certificate kind of person. I would hope no one would see a certificate with my name on it and really give it any value, because you're going to have something so much better, and that's actual work experience. You're going to be able to work with a real client. You're going to be able to talk about in those situational interview questions that you get about maybe a time that you disagreed with someone on a team, or how a client may push back on us and be difficult, right? You're going to be able to have these experiences that are so much better, in my opinion, than a badge or certificate, because you're going to be working with a real life client. So hope that helps. Thank you so much again for just being interested in this. I will go ahead and send this out. And again, just thank you. Keep fighting the good fight. And Yeah, thank you again so much for even being interested in this, and good luck. I hope if the folks that are selected, if this is not for you, I would hope that you be kind enough to say, "Listen, I'm not interested at this time," so we can select somebody else. So again, thank you, and stay tuned for more information. All right, bye.